Hey guys, it's Kevin here with Fandroid.com. I'm at Motorola's CES 2012 booth, and we're talking with Junjun from Motorola, and we're going over their international lineup of phones. We got a few for China and a few for international markets, so we're going to just get some quick specs and run through an overview of some of these handsets that they're featuring today. And I'm going to hand it off now to get a little overview of the various handsets we got here.
Alright, thanks Kevin. So what we have here today is the Motorola MT 917, and what this brings to the table is for China Mobile, we're introducing a 4.5-inch HD display device. It has full 720p resolution. From a device perspective, again the 4.5-inch HD display. From a pixel density perspective, when we go to a bigger size, we didn't reduce the pixel density, we kept it very similar to the iPhone. So the iPhone is typically 326 pixels per inch. In this particular device, we're at 330 pixels per inch. From a camera perspective, which is kind of the unique thing about this product, is the 13 megapixel with dual LED flash camera. Allows us to take really high resolution images, and also comes with additional functionalities with its dedicated image processor, such as wide dynamic range. Again, very similar to the high dynamic range, where if you're familiar with the high dynamic range, it takes 3 shots at different exposure levels, condenses it into one. What wide dynamic range does is takes 1 shot, and we go through each single pixel with this dedicated image processor, and allows us to highlight the shadow area. So gives you a wider dynamic range of the particular picture that you're taking. So for example, if you're taking a picture of somebody that is backlit by the sun, the person doesn't come out dark, it comes out well exposed, along with the sunset not being washed out. So again, that's the benefit of wide dynamic range. Also, we continue to introduce unique materials on these particular devices. We have Kevlar all the way down the back of the device, which allows us to basically get thin on the form factor. From a thinness perspective, this is an 8.4 millimeter thick device. It has a metal ring around it, a beveled edge screen, the Android keys on the bottom. From a software experience perspective, we've got great experiences such as Smart Actions, where it will prompt you to turn off certain services if you're not using them, giving you the ability to extend your battery life. Again, we're trying to make sure that people can use their phones and do more as much as possible with these devices. The other area that we're introducing from an applications perspective is this idea of Motocast, ability to go into your computer, a Mac or a PC at home or at work, downloading a very simple, easy to use client on your PC, accessing those files anytime, anywhere where you have coverage. So the idea is you're no longer going to a particular cloud, you're no longer uploading your 4 or 8 gig worth of music to a particular cloud service. Again, giving you the ability to get those when you need them right from your computer or Mac at home or at work.
What size battery does that come with?
This is a 1780 milliamp hour battery. Okay, and the one thing I want to point out is because of this thinness form factor, one of the things that we've done is we've integrated the battery right into the particular device. So it's not a removable battery pump.
So that's the MT917, and that's pretty similar to the XT928?
Yes, this is very similar to the XT928, and what we've done here is, again, it's a different form factor, again going to our friends in China, and what this phone does also is has the 13 megapixel camera with its dedicated image processor. The nice thing about this device in the China market is that it supports dual mode, dual SIM. So you can have multiple SIMs within the device, one for work, one for personal use, and that's something that's really resonated well within the China market.
So that 13 megapixel camera is one of the highest we've seen on any Motorola device, correct?
That's correct. And what we want,
do we see that maybe coming to the US in the future at some point?
Well, we're always trying to evaluate what the consumer demand is. What we don't want to do is get into a false megapixel race. We want to make sure that we provide the right experience that the consumers are looking for. And the one thing that is resonating well is the 13 megapixel. So if the demand is there, and if the country or the carrier in the specific region is willing to bring that on their portfolio, we're absolutely ready to do it.
And so down here we have a couple other ones that were recently announced, correct?
All right, that's correct, Kevin. So what we're doing here is we're continuing the great story that we built on Defi. With Defi, the idea was life-proof, which means it's waterproof, scratch-proof, and with Gorilla Glass, it's also scratch-proof. So what we've done here is this idea of 3.2-inch screen, which allows us to get it to a smaller, tight form factor at a different price point. Again, going after the folks that value a phone that they no longer have to babysit, don't have to put a cover around to protect it. The nice thing about this phone is that you can take it to a particular bar or a pub and somebody drops a drink on it. We don't have to worry about it. Just let it dry out. It's going to power back up without any issues because it has that capability of life-proof that we've introduced with Defi. This phone has done really well. Original Defi has done really well in European markets, and we expect this phone to do well along with.
So this is the same kind of standards that have been in the older Defi models, but just slightly smaller form factor.
Exactly. More pocketable, more for the active lifestyle that want to put their pocket while biking or whatnot.
Okay. Yep. And then we've got the Moto Lu over here, which is a pretty sleek looking device.
This is a very sleek looking device. Again, going for our Asian market. What we're trying to do here is introducing our similar Android functionality that we talked about in the other phones. Again, this is an 8 megapixel camera, a little thin. The one thing that we've noticed in the Asian markets is the need for lanyard, and we've kind of got the lanyard rings here as well. So again, all the experiences very similar to each other. We're trying to make sure that we get this idea or notion of doing more with the products that you have today, and that's what Motorola is bringing to the CES 2012.
Right, very cool. All right, this is Fandroid.com, and we're checking out Motorola's 2012 lineup of international handsets. There's one final look. Thanks for watching.